I've been thinking about fantasy uh, and its purpose. When it started, when in our minds we have started to create an fantasies. Did this happen in our childhood when the story tales has been reading to us, or because we were watching movies and we were reading books? As is fantasy used as an escape from the reality, from the painful reality, or is an fantasy used in spiritual gatherings as an creativity? Because if we want to create something, then we have to imagine this first, or there must come an idea in our mind in order to create something in an in external world, in reality, in our reality. So first there must come an thought, an idea, an fantasy in our mind in order so we could create, or we could function in external environment. So it's not like ego is something wrong with having ego. Ego is very much can be very functional actually. What is wrong with ego? Sometimes I was getting impression in spiritual gatherings like they were having fear around ego. They were afraid of ego. Like there is something wrong with ego. They were so scared of ego. And I'm thinking like the ability to think, to create, to this is also ego. To create an art, to create even to wanting to go into a relationship is an ego. uh, Wanting to work is an ego. Any want is an ego. uh, Wanting to be healthy, wanting to take care of myself, of ourselves, is an ego. It's like, what's wrong with ego? The harm that is happening in the society, in world, is not, it's not because of the ego. This is something else. I wonder how if those so-called enlightened beings, okay, if they are, yeah, like without ego, then I wonder, then how they function, because they fly, they travel, they they are eating. Even to take a food into my mouth takes ego and will to survive, to live. Even when I'm deciding to not think about it, it's still like, it's like desire. What's wrong? What is wrong with having ego? Only I wonder, because sometimes the fantasy and remember the times when I was living like totally in my head. There was lots of different stuff, not only negativity. I before the spirituality had happened to me, I had um, this ability. I was reading back then a lot. Now I am not so much into reading books. And I was like losing totally myself and my consciousness into reading. And then I was using those read stories to fantasize and live in those other people's stories. And that was making me happy, because I was so appreciating and I was full of this. And I was like, wow, I'm so glad I read this. This story was so cool. And I was like ruminating around those stories. And that was my rescue, actually. That was my rescue from unpleasant environment. That was my escape. And of course, at school we were cheating. Like, I haven't learned about this and this, and this is not of my interest. And we were hiding in our, we were hiding the response, the right answers to the tests, and so just to get the proper grade to have no problems at school. Of course we were cheating at school, because you know how many things there was to learn. I haven't been honestly interested with all of this, and to be honest, I had problem with learning. I had to spend all evening to actually learn, like, one thing properly. I had to spend all evening to learn to actually to the one test. And when next day you have like 20 tests, like, how can I learn all of this? It's impossible. Of course we were cheating at school. Like, there's a system, we have to cheat at some point. I don't know, find out for us better system to not cheat, to not lie. And I was getting grades, better grades than I deserved sometimes. And I have discovered after spirituality this hunger for actually knowing more. And I've become more interested, but you know, it's life is too short. Anyway, I'm not going to learn everything what I want. It's impossible. And suddenly I come to realize how many things, and why I was what I was doing, why I was haven't been truly interested. But I was trying to contain knowledge by remembering things, by remembering. I didn't understand. I had at that time not understanding of the stuff. So again, I was trying to do some cheating uh, by memorizing words without understanding them. I just knew on the thought level, like, someone said me this, and I would say because I learned, I memorized, but I didn't understood them on a deeper level. Like, I didn't know what I was talking about back then. After my first awakening, I suddenly, when I met this fear, this first night when I realized there is something as fear. Everyone was scaring me, but I had no awareness how it feels like. And after my first awakening, when I was like this at night, and the next day everything was, wow, so colorful, so beautiful, and the place I was living in, And wow, and that was my first awakening, and so much understanding came to my mind. And that was when I wanted to go to study psychology. But I struggled so much in personal relationships, so I was like, okay, I'm not good for this. Because I hurt myself, I struggle myself, I have problem with this, I have problem with this. So I was thinking, okay, I'm not an example to tell people to resolve people problems, because I don't know myself. But there was, after this awakening, there was so much understanding. So maybe I was helping at that time people, only I didn't know. Because after this awakening, I couldn't stay at my family home. I just couldn't. They were so extremely negative, like I couldn't. And perhaps in this moment, in my first awakening when I was 20, perhaps I got I just I don't know what kind of awakening that was. I don't know, I become aware of the fear. And so much understanding had happened to me. I don't know, sometimes people came to with the problems and I knew things, and they was telling me I am talking like they psychologist. I am exactly talking like her psychologist or something like this, when people had problems. So maybe at that, maybe I didn't even need, after this first awakening, degree at psychology. Maybe I already knew, only I didn't know I'm helping. When I went abroad, many people actually were appreciating me, and they were telling me I'm Braveheart or something like this. But I was doing stupid things on the personal level. So I did crazy stupid things. I hurt myself. So I don't think I was wise at that time. I did few very bad moves, very stupid things. Maybe I had awakening, but the life circumstances made me to uh, to to go asleep again. Because let's face it, life situations and people around sometimes can pull us back, to uh, or we can be unconscious on other levels. We can awaken on some levels, but we can stay asleep on other layers of our. There are different kind of awakenings, different levels of awakening. I have learned in spirituality, like there is a mind awakening on fourth level, um, heart awakening, guts awakening, being rooted. There is so many kind of awakening, and I think this first awakening was perhaps on mind level, perhaps on thought level. But on the other hand, I did something very foolish. I did very foolish choices, few choices that I harmed myself very much. I did very unsafe choices, but on the other hand, I felt like being alone in the world. Like I had to be brave. I was going all by myself at night through London, I was traveling all by myself. I was going on vacation all by myself. I don't know why I was going. I was going on vacation all by myself because friends are like, for the first time in my life, I could sleep like so long. I thought, oh, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to lie down on the beach, or I'm going to swim. And friends are like, they were hungry for new experiences. Oh, we have to go there. We have to go. We have to try this party. And I don't mind from time to time. This is also fun. But I was going all by myself to vacation because I was thinking, oh, just all by myself. Oh, just for 1 week. And people felt sorry for me. Oh, poor her. Oh, all by yourself. And I felt uncomfortable sometimes because people felt sorry for me. Oh, she came all by herself on this vacation. And I was like, oh, all by myself. I can close my eyes and I can sleep all day long. I can close my eyes because I had suffered back then insomnia. And I for all my life I was trying to resolve this problem, and I was like, God, I beg you, I will do everything to just resolve this puzzle. Why I'm not sleeping at night? And it finally I have find out that was this painful trauma inside my chest, but it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. I haven't felt hurt like for so long. Aha, no, I have, but consciously, I went through it in my last period, but consciously, like, but consciously, and it lasted short time. Quick being stabbed. Quick. It happened quick. I haven't been sitting all day and feeling this and feeling. So this puzzle has been resolved. I'm very appreciating this. Okay. I was so curious. What is it about? What is it about? And to be honest, yes, I did unsafe choices, but I felt so left alone, so abandoned. Like, I have been given too much freedom, to be honest, and I wanted to someone actually, like, sometimes I was missing, like someone told me something, like a little bit, like they show they care, like you are not about, like, recently I have heard Richard Grannon speaking, like, I wanted someone to say, you are not going to any party, lady, or something like this. I very much would like to hear something like this. Meet someone like this who would care, actually. I would like to. Everyone has different needs. I sometimes felt like I'm too much left alone and deal on your own. And to be honest, at night, I was like, I was asking for help only when I felt I don't have any choice. For example, when I was stuck in the London at night, and it wasn't even I was afraid, but there was, for example, I couldn't take, uh, there was no train at this time or something like this, and I have made a call for my boss to come for me because I knew in few hours I have to take care of her children, and only then I asked her for help. But I knew that was my problem. I knew. And I was always like this, like I was I was asking for help only if I felt like I can't deal. Although today I think I could make different decision. I could call taxi, but actually I would pay for this taxi. I didn't earn enough. She didn't pay me enough to call taxi. And and catching the auto stop would be too risky. Although I did this in the past, but in the daytime, and few people once tried to scare me. Like they were. I asked them if they go there in there, and they said yes, yes. Came in, and they were trying to scare me. But intuitively, I knew they are trying to just scare me because they didn't turn when I wanted, and I felt like, aha, you wanna play with me? Let's play. I didn't say anything because my intuition told me that he's trying to scare me, like he's like taking me somewhere, trying to hijack me. And I was like, okay, I intuitively I know that he's trying to give me a lesson, like he's trying to take me. Okay, we will see, where are you going to take me? And very soon he just stopped the car and told me to go. But I don't know, intuition told me that he was trying to teach this lady to not catch cars or something like this. I'm not saying I haven't done this, but because I've been learning in my family home, like I've been told, like, what, you call me because you want something from me? You want something from me? I've been hearing something like this, like, okay, okay, I will never call you, okay, if you don't, if I can't want anything, but okay, okay. To be honest, I've been shocked because I thought if this first awakening happening to me, I couldn't understand how could I meet I could find myself, like I thought God is on my side. And to be honest, I admit I made wrong decisions, although at the time I believed that if this awakening happened to me, then God must be on my side. I don't believe that. That was this naive belief in me that if this first awakening happened, then God and is on my side. But after this unfortunate involvement in spirituality, lots of even more problems had happened to me. Even I struggle more than ever. I suppose I struggle more than ever to actually have the minimum. I don't think I ever struggled this much. Because at home it was what it was. When I done my job or I take care of the siblings, I was totally free to go to the friends, do whatever. My parents were like laughing when I was drunk, coming back drunk. Sometimes just criticizing me, like I almost burned this home or something like this. I didn't felt like they cared. They were like they were like pushing me go when I wanted to take care of myself. They were pushing me like there is something wrong with me because I'm not going party. I don't know, the spiritual leaders were pushing me back to my family home. I don't know why, for what for. Like, I couldn't make there any change. Like, what for? Why they were pushing me back up there? I was more burdened with them and spiritual teachers and guidance and too much teachers, too much guidance, too much craziness. And I was having this retrospection that maybe I was more happy without the spirituality, without those spiritual guiders. I don't know. Maybe life was more easy without them. I don't know. Suddenly so many expectations, at least previously before spirituality, I didn't care that parents had so many expectations toward me. I learned to not care because I knew I'm not going to get from them what I want. Like, they are always going to be not nice to me, so I just have to do my stuff to get food and like whatever. Listen a little bit their complaints, go through this unpleasant environment, go to the kitchen. I didn't learn cook because my mother was over controlling and shouting and crazy in the kitchen. So ever since I live on my own, I am learning actually to cook and to eat what I actually like. I'm finding out my taste and my likes, what I enjoy, because I didn't know before, because I had to fit in and eat what they ate, because if you don't eat what we eat, then you don't eat at all. So actually, ever since I live on my own, I'm actually finding out who I am and what I like and my preferences, and I'm actually finding myself, who I am, because there is no one else who can tell me what I should like, and I should be obedient. So ever since I live on my own, I'm actually finding out who actually I am. I'm finding myself. I don't have to act as I don't have to be like my parents. I don't have to act as them. I don't have to cook what they cooked. I don't have to eat what they ate. And at first it felt selfish because I have so much space for myself, just for myself. At first it felt selfish, like this is all for me. And I felt like this is too much just for me. Like I'm like usually we were living like many people in one building, like everything was to be shared, like everything we had to share. And so suddenly this is all for me, all kitchen for me, all bathroom for me, or bedroom for me, or living room for me, and everything for me, just for me. And it felt selfish, like I don't share. And but I must say, like i I am I am I am this old, and I am just learning now to cook, to actually enjoy cooking without this obsessed mother around me, going around me and telling me every little aspect how to do it. And when I told her, you know what, I am a grown up woman. If I said, do you really have to, in this age, treat me like I was some child? And she was shaking with fear, like this around me, because she couldn't get control. Tell me. And sometimes I was allowing her this control over me, because she was blaming me that I am making her shake like this, and I am making her feeling fearful. So I was allowing her, okay, talk how to do it. I'm going. She never listened to me anyway. And as Richard said, those characters, they are obsessed. They don't allow me. Then when there is a meeting, family meeting, they gonna say it like, oh, my daughter is never helping me at the kitchen. But they don't see their own insanity. Like, and whenever we try to help this kind of mother, and we are, no, you are always doing this wrong, go away from this, you are just disturbing me, go away. Or they try to control you, like they are obsessed.